Hi, welcome to my Android developer vlog. Today I am going to talk about Android architecture lifecycle components. My name is Ian and I am a coder rambling. A lot of code we write needs to respect the Android system's component lifecycles. For instance, we might not want to handle an asynchronous call when the activity is paused, or we might want to free resources when your activity is destroyed. Rather than making your activities responsible for informing your components about lifecycle changes, the new lifecycle components allow us to decouple this logic. Your classes can implement a simple interface lifecycle observer where you can annotate your methods with the lifecycle events that you are interested in. The only thing you need to do is register your lifecycle observer with a lifecycle to observe. In order for me to describe this effectively, I'm going to draw up a diagram on the board. So in this diagram, we have a lifecycle, which is owned by a lifecycle owner. And in most cases, this will be an activity or a fragment. And we have a lifecycle observer, which is effectively our component, which can implement this lifecycle observer interface. In this example, given that we have a host, the host can create a lifecycle observer. The host will get the lifecycle from the lifecycle owner, being the activity or fragment. Once returned with the lifecycle, we can register our observer with the add observer method on the lifecycle. At some point in the future, we will be notified of lifecycle changes for all those methods that we annotate in the class that implements the lifecycle observer. For instance, here at the bottom we have an onStart method on the oh, this is incorrect. I'm sorry, that shouldn't be on host, that should be on the lifecycle observer. So the final thing is that we annotate our lifecycle observer implementation methods with the lifecycle that we are interested in. In this case, it's at on lifecycle changed start, which we annotate an onStart method with. This will be called when this lifecycle event occurs within the given lifecycle. So in order for me to really demonstrate this, I'm going to knock up a quick code example. So I've knocked up a quick example, and in my Gradle build file I have added the dependency, the Android architecture lifecycle runtime extensions and the annotation processor, which is currently at version 1 alpha 1. I have created a very simple class that implements this lifecycle activity, which provides us with a lifecycle via the lifecycle owner interface that this lifecycle activity ultimately implements. My onCreate method creates an instance of this type lifecycle logger that implements the lifecycle observer interface. I get the lifecycle and I add the observer. So unfortunately I'm not able to show this in action. If I could show this when the activity was started, an onStart log event would occur, and when the activity was stopped, an onStopped log would occur. Well, it's been a long time coming to have a first-class way of working with the life cycles when building Android applications. And I know I am going to be using them in my apps. Thank you for joining me in this vlog, and I look forward to seeing you next time.